Hi there, this is Bobby from Ragged Poet with a long overdue video. I've got a list of videos I need to make, but I think this one's kind of, it's like a gift for everybody out there who watches my videos. And it's about gratitude, which I've mentioned in other videos, because I totally, truly believe it is our most powerful magic. So I want to give you this gift of gratitude and how to put it into practice, how to make it a prominent part of everyday life, if you like. I've also got a book that I've had for quite a few years that's helped me quite a lot that I want to share with you. So yeah, I've had a pretty crappy year actually, and I've had the 6 months from the murky mires of terribledom. I've had like root canal, a broken toe, abscesses, a lurgy cough bug, a major house flood, my daughter crashed a car, I ended a relationship. All this happened in November, and then at the beginning of December I got this massive random tax bill which I'm kind of dealing with. But in spite of all that, I'm happy, very happy. I feel a lot lighter than I have for some months, certainly since the last video I made before a lot of these changes happened. And I was doing the Into the Wildwood journey, which Kelly from The Truth in Story started. But I got kind of halfway through and I was thinking, like, I just got into this place. Sometimes when you journey into the wildwood, or any journey, you do go into some very, very dark places. And we know that it's only in the dark places where you really, really start to see the light, where the light shines the brightest, the littlest bit of light. So I think there's kind of something in that. Not quite processed it all yet, but there's definitely something about this journeying into the dark that can refresh us, kind of, you know, like the Hermit card and being away from the world and everything, especially the Deviant Moon Hermit card. But yeah, so that's my month, but I've still got huge amounts of things to be grateful for. I started this journal here, this book. Well, it started off as just a book when I wasn't going to write anything negative in it, and I got this book 10 years ago. I bought one for me and one for my friend and neighbour at the time, and it started off with appreciation for myself and parts about my journey, and these bits are all taken from this book here, Excuse Me, Your Life is Waiting, by Lynn Grabhorn. It's an amazing book. It's kind of along the same vein as The Secret and all the positive thinking books, but it's got more. I mean, I read a lot of those. I didn't like The Secret because it was too money orientated, and there's a little bit of that in this book, I've got to admit, but not so much that success means being rich and famous and having the perfect job, because to me that is not success. Success is happiness, and those things really make people happy. So I've got some stuff out of this book which I'll talk about more later, but basically this journal, I make lists in it, and I started it, as I said, years ago. So I put all the things I love in it, like every day, what I'm grateful for. And I've got I lost this for a few years, so I've got a little one that's just got gratitude. See, I have like gratitude lists there. And they're kind of through all. And they're things like, what do I got? Alice Hoffman, the Ice Queen. Spinach and ricotta tortellini. Red wine. Murray, my friend's coffee. My Mac. Got poetry, which was an awesome website I used to belong to. Children, my car and its new warrant of fitness. Little things. Sometimes it's like Pix peanut butter, which I'm still grateful for. A soft fleecy blanket. Being good friends with my ex-husband. A hot water bottle. Just things like this. Here's another one. Bob Dylan, the I'm Not There movie. Friends. Coconut lip balm. poetry, pens, and sometimes I get really specific and mention a complete pen. Kerry Hardy, an incredible author. If you've never heard of her, she is amazing. So what you do, this is like a bank. This is like a deposit. Imagine it as a deposit book. So you get your gratitude journal. Choose one that you love, that shines to you, or make one. And it becomes your deposit. So every time you put anything in there that you're grateful for, and this is all, not all list, but it is all gratitude. I can't find my little gratitude journal. Like there's another one. So I've got all my children, and every day I find things to be grateful for. So today's gratitude list, it would have the Pahuta Cows that I picked and have in my window, the shadows, the light sun in the morning, the first cup of the tea of the day is always on my gratitude list. I have, I'm not having my family at Christmas this year except my youngest daughter, but she is such a huge joy and comfort to me. But I'm grateful every day for all my family, for my sister in England who's currently looking after my mum and her partner because he's gone into hospital. I have so much to be thankful for. And you put all these things in this book. You deposit them. You write them all down. Because sometimes when you write things, something happens. They're actually out there. So I've got tea, toast, marmalade, water, clean water to drink, cold water. I mean, in the weather we've got at the moment, you know, it's one of the biggest things to be thankful for. And it goes on. And then one day you might wake up and you think, oh, you're just so down, you can't find anything to be grateful for. You just can't think of anything, but there's always something. But you think about what you're grateful for, and then when you're really down and you're stuck, you open this bank deposit book and you go back and you read those lists, and that's when you make your withdrawal. That's when you take something out. So it's a deposit book. It's a bank deposit. You put all the gratitude in, and when you need gratitude, you open the book and you open the pages and you read all these lists. And honestly, by the time you've read 2 or 3 of them, your heart is full up to overflowing. So that's, if you don't already do it, if you've not done it before, if you've done it in the past and want to start it again, that is my gift to you, the gratitude journal. Make the most of it. It is our most powerful magic, and I'll say it over and over again, but it's true. So there we go. Now this book, Excuse Me, Your Life is Waiting, it says on the back, excuse me, your life is waiting, finally clarifies why most of our dreams have never materialised and why we've lived with all too empty bank accounts, tough relationships, failing health and spiritually unfulfilling lives. Most importantly, in an easy-to-read style with logical explanations, simple steps and true life examples, Lynn Grabhorn shows us how, with no effort other than paying attention to how we're feeling, to turn it all around and make the world our oyster. Now, this book is not like, I don't believe that you can think yourself into being a millionaire, because I don't think that's actually coming from the right place or for the right desires. But there is something that I actually was reading earlier that I cut out in here. Now where is it? Because there was something. Here we go. Right. Okay. So the key to having whatever your most divine heart desires, bar nothing, is finding a way to feel good about your want. Not wish for it, yearn for it, long for it, sigh for it, or feel discouraged about it, but just feel good about it. Remember, need is from fear and desire is from excitement. They're at the opposite ends of the vibrational pole. So when we're wanting something, it makes us feel bad because we don't have it. So we have to change the feeling. So when you want something, you hold your thoughts on that want for a few moments until some sort of feeling comes up, any kind, good or bad. Red flag, green flag, it doesn't matter. And then you tune into it. And if you feel low instead of turned on, then you're thinking about not having it instead of having it. And you're thinking about the lack of what you want. And it goes on about the whole process of getting our thoughts off what we don't want and on what we do want and keeping them there. Now, I know there's a lot of stuff like this out there. I know there's been all sorts of things like that. But, so I found a list here before I read this about what I want. So that was all wrong. But we know, a lot of these books talk about the positive thinking and the law of attraction and everything. Well, I know gratitude works for me, and I also know that negative thinking works. Like, if you're dreading something, it's probably going to happen because you're kind of bringing it on. It's happened to me in the past. I might have said this before, but a long time ago, when I was trying to get residency in New Zealand and I was terrified of getting kicked out of the country, I was too afraid to open my mailbox. I would go have excuses because it was about 3 kilometres from the house. I would make excuses. I didn't have time to stop because I was dreading what was in there. And when I finally did stop, sure enough, the letter telling me I had 42 days to leave the country was in the mailbox. But I went further on into that process, and I decided that nothing was going to make me leave this country. I wanted to be here for my children, and I was determined to be here. And all I did was focus. And I'd actually got this book, and I started focusing on the feeling. What I did was I actually imagined I would wake up in the morning. I have this little daydream at night and everything. I get up in the morning and I get the letter, and I actually open the letter and I read the letter, and it says, "Congratulations, you've been granted residency of New Zealand." And I did that every single day until that letter happened. It took 6 years nearly, but I did it and it happened. So I think if what you want is for the right reasons and it's truly good for you, then there are ways of achieving it. But also I feel that what you want is, again, something that you really need to clarify. And this book really does help you do that. No, it's not perfect. Yes, it does have some of the materialistic financial bullshit in it. But on the whole, I found it a real mover and shaker. And it was different to all of the other books I read. Your experience might not be the same, but that's honestly, and I've read The Secret, and I read a lot of those other kind of books, and The Power of Positive Thinking, and the Law of Attraction books, and I've had the cards and everything, but this book, that kind of beat them all. So really, that's pretty much what I wanted to say in this video. Like I say, I wanted to keep it short and say Happy Yule, Happy Solstice, Happy Christmas to those who celebrate it. I miss Christmas. I loved Christmas and I really miss it now. But it's not really happened since the last time my mum was over here and my sister in 2006. Christmas is not the same anymore. But, and it's hard to get in the spirit here when you're used to Christmas in the north, so... But yeah, I do miss it a lot. But there's a lot going on in my life at the moment. I said the downstairs is in chaos because of the flood, and if you follow me on Instagram, you'd have seen all those pictures. But that's okay. It's all good. It'll happen when it happens. So, very short video. Thanks for listening. I want to make more because I have a list of videos to make. But I hope you get something from it. Thanks. Bye.